You've been giving her everything that she asks for, being the perfect supportive partner, always available when she needs you. So why does it feel like you just become her roommate instead of her lover? If you're wondering, how the hell have I ended up in the friend zone with my own wife or my girlfriend, and most importantly, how to get out of it, this episode is here for you. Welcome back to The Naked Connection. This is the show that supports driven men to reach sexual mastery and build deep connections. What's up? It's Kirsten. And please, before we go any further, take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a single episode. Today, we are diving into a question that honestly breaks my heart a little bit because I know how many of you are experiencing this exact situation. I want you to know, if you're feeling like you're in the friend zone with your wife or your long-term partner, you are not alone. This is actually one of the most common dynamics that I see unfolding in long-term relationships. So we have a question today. I'm going to take a moment and read it from one of our listeners. This is from John. He says, I've been married for many years now, and your videos have helped me to open up. Thanks, John. I think I am in the friend zone with my wife, though. What can I do to turn things back around to the way they were before when we had sex all the time? Okay, John, first of all, thank you for your vulnerability and sharing this. And guys, if you're connecting with John's situation right now, stick around because we're going to break down exactly why this happens, how to prevent it, and most importantly, we're going to go over 4 powerful actions that you can take right now to start shifting this dynamic. Because here's the thing, the friend zone with your wife or your girlfriend is not a life sentence. It's really a pattern that can be changed. So knowing that, you guys, let's get some. Guys, let's talk Father's Day. This is the one day a year when your woman isn't focused all on the kids and might give you that special attention you've been craving. But let's be honest. Nothing kills the mood faster than an unkept situation down there. Enter Manscaped Beard and Balls Bundle, because whether you're trimming up top or tackling that undergrowth, you need tools designed for the job. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra handles your most sensitive terrain with skin-safe technology that helps reduce nicks when you definitely don't want them. Meanwhile, the Beer Hedger keeps your facial game on point with 20 adjustable settings. Both are waterproof, both have marathon battery life, and the lawnmower even comes with built-in lighting to illuminate those hard-to-see areas. Because when opportunity knocks, you don't want to be fumbling around in the dark. Join over 12 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and use code NAKED15 for 15% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. This Father's Day, make sure you are ready for whatever comes your way. First off, let's talk about why this friend zone dynamic happens in relationships in the first place, because understanding why is going to give you the power to create real change. The friend zone in marriage typically develops when the masculine and feminine polarity between you and your wife starts to flatten. And I know that those might be like woo-woo-y buzzy words, but what I mean by this is that over time, many couples begin to operate more like roommates or business partners rather than lovers. You're coordinating schedules, you're managing kids, you're handling finances, you're dealing with household logistics, and maybe even you might actually be legitimate business partners. So the sexual tension and the romantic connection get lost in the weeds along the way. So here's what's really happening underneath the specifics of that surface level content. Your wife or your girlfriend has begun to see you primarily as a provider, a helper, a friend, rather than her lover. You've become predictable. You've become, frankly, neutral to her. And I know that that can hurt to hear. But I need you to understand that this isn't about you being inadequate or wrong. This is about patterns that develop gradually over time. Another factor is that many men, in your desire to be these good partners, you actually start over functioning in the relationship. Maybe you're doing more household things, you're planning date nights, you're asking for what she needs, you're trying to be this perfect supportive partner. It's like so powerful and intentional. And while these actions really come from love and care and desire for something else, they actually can kill attraction when they're not balanced with different leadership and presence. So a woman is naturally going to be drawn to masculine energy, not because we want to be dominated necessarily, but because we want to feel safe and excited. We want to feel that excitement that comes from being with a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to lead us there. When you're constantly accommodating, asking permission, and trying to please, you're actually operating from a more feminine space, which creates that friend dynamic rather than that lover dynamic. And the final piece as to why this pattern unfolds is that many men stop taking risks. You stop challenging your wife. You stop setting boundaries and saying no to her because you want to make her happy. You stop creating any kind of tension or unpredictability. And while this might feel like really loving and comfortable and nourishing, and you're just like, I want her to feel good and I want to give her all the things and I want to do all the things she wants, comfort is the enemy of desire. Desire requires some level of uncertainty, some level of edge, and really some aliveness. So now let's get into the meat of this. We're going to look at 4 specific actions that you can take to shift out of this friend zone with your wife or your girlfriend and step back into being lovers. So now let's get into the meat of this. We're going to go over 4 specific actions you can take to shift out of the friend zone with your partner. Number 1 is to create benevolent disruption. Your girl has gotten really comfortable with the predictable version of you. She knows often exactly what you're going to say, how you're going to respond, what you're going to do. She might even know what you're thinking. And comfort, while really nice, is not sexually exciting. You need to become a little bit more unpredictable again. This doesn't mean being an asshole or creating chaos or going dark on her. It means creating what I call benevolent disruption. That is positive surprises that shake up her experience of you. This could look like coming home from work and instead of asking her how her day was, walking up to her, looking her in the eyes and saying, "You look incredible right now." Then giving her a kiss and walking away. Or it could be deciding on a Saturday morning that you're both going on an adventure. You pack a bag, you get in the car, you don't tell her where you're going until you get there. Whatever this flavor of disruption and difference is, take action on that for yourself. The key here is that these actions come from your desire and your leadership, not from a place of trying to please her or get something in return. You're not doing this to earn points or to make her happy. You're doing this because you genuinely want to, because it excites you, and because you're choosing to create more aliveness in your relationship and in your life. The second action is to reclaim your presence through boundaries. The friend zone often develops because you have stopped having any edge or boundaries. You've become accommodating, so then there's no tension left in the relationship. Start saying no to things that don't align with what you actually want, even small things. If she wants to watch a chick flick that you're not interested in or some trash reality television, instead of automatically agreeing, say, "I'm not feeling that one tonight. How about we do insert something that you actually want instead?" Or how about you watch that and I'll spend some time reading and we can connect later. Create space for your own needs and preferences without apologizing for them. This doesn't mean being difficult. It means being authentic about what you actually want rather than constantly deferring to her preferences. It is okay to say no. It is okay to offer a hard truth instead of hiding behind a lie of what you really don't want to be doing. Also, resist the urge to be available 24/7 for every conversation or request. If you're in the middle of something important to you, it is okay to say, I want to give you my full attention. Can we talk about this in an hour when I'm finished with what I'm working on? You see, when you engage in communicating in that kind of a way, you're not dismissing her. You're pausing, turning towards her, and letting her know when you will be available to fully show up for her. Because what she really wants is for you to fully be present, not this like half-assed, I'm listening, but I'm still kind of like off in this work situation. Start establishing boundaries for yourself. And this reestablishes you as someone with your own agenda and desires rather than someone whose entire resistance revolves around accommodating her. Both of these alternatives are going to focus on really reclaiming more of your leadership and more boundaries rather than withdrawing emotional support, which maintains connection while establishing polarity. Action number 3 is about reclaiming your sexual desire without apology. Here's something that might be uncomfortable to hear. If you are in the friend zone with your woman, if you are in the friend zone with your girl, you probably learn to hide or apologize for your sexual desire. You've made your sexuality something that only exists when she's in the mood or when the timing is just so right. And this is absolutely killing your presence as a man. You see, your sexual desire for your woman is not something to be ashamed of or to negotiate. It's actually one of your greatest gifts to her. That is this incredible woman who still turns you on after all of these years or all of this time. So here's what you do. Start expressing your desire directly and without apology. Now, this is not in a demanding way, but in a way that's clear and confident. It's almost like matter of fact. It's not coming with a need or neediness, and it's not coming with like rude and abruptness. It's like, this is my reality. This is true. Take it or leave it. So instead of hinting around or waiting for that perfect moment, try saying something like this. I've been thinking about you all day and I want you tonight. Then you kiss her and you walk away. You don't wait for her to respond. You don't negotiate. You don't explain yourself. You just state it as the reality, as the fact that it is, and you continue on. See, this isn't about pressuring her or making her feel guilty if she's not interested either. It's about you owning your desire and not making it her problem to manage. It's not like dumping it on her. It's just saying, this is where I am. And when you express your desire confidently and then you give her space to respond, you're actually creating the kind of presence that can reignite attraction. You're claiming it and you're creating the space. You're claiming it, you're giving her time and space away to settle into it. Action number 4, and this is an important one, is to develop your own life and passions. This is probably the most important action that you can take when you're in the friend zone, and I think a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of men get it wrong here. When you're in the friend zone with your woman, the solution is not to focus more on the relationship or try harder to please her. The solution is to actually become more interesting and fulfilled as an individual man. So think about it. When you first met your woman, you probably had your own interests, your own goals, your own social life, your own things going on. You were building something, you were creating something, you were pursuing something that lit you up. And over time, many men in long-term relationships, you gradually give up your individual pursuits in effort to make space to make your woman and your family your entire world. And this isn't to say, leave the woman, leave the family. This is to say, remember who you are along the way. So while this might seem loving what you've been doing, it actually makes you less attractive because you become dependent on her for your sense of fulfillment and identity. And it's possible that she has done the same. And so there's kind of been this merging, and now there might be elements of dependency on one another to find fulfillment and identity in your life. And that muddies the waters in terms of sexual desire. So she can feel this dependence, and it creates pressure on her as well to be your entire source of happiness and excitement. And that pressure doesn't always feel good. So instead, Start pursuing something that genuinely excites you. This could be a new fitness goal. It could be learning an instrument. It could be starting that side hustle business. It could be developing a new skill set or reconnecting with old friends. The key is that you're doing this for you, not to make her jealous or to get her attention. You are taking action to fill your life for you. Now, when you're genuinely engaged in your own growth and passionate about your own life, you naturally become more magnetic to your woman. You have your own energy source rather than trying to draw energy from her. You become someone that she wants to connect with rather than someone who needs her validation. So now, for those of you who are not in the friend zone, but want to make sure that it never happens to you, here is how to prevent it. Don't stop being willing to disappoint her. I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out. The moment you make her happiness more important than your own integrity and desires is the moment that you start down the path towards friend zone. This doesn't mean being selfish or inconsiderate. It means maintaining your own standards and boundaries even when she's upset about it. So keep taking risks in your relationship. Don't let things get too comfortable or predictable. Continue to surprise her, to challenge her thinking, to introduce new experiences for both of you and for yourself. Again, comfort is the enemy of desire, and you want to maintain some level of positive tension and unpredictability. And this isn't just for her, this is for you as well. Maintaining that aliveness in your relationship is going to feed you too. Maintaining as well your individual identity and goals throughout the relationship. Never make her your entire world. I think when we make one thing our everything and all, it puts so much pressure on it, and that if there's ever an ounce of something not going right or being disappointing, then the whole world crushes. And that's a lot of pressure. Not just looking at this in the sense of like putting the pressure, your everything on your woman. The same can be true with putting your whole identity, your whole world on your job, or your whole identity, your whole world on just being a father. Like if that doesn't go perfectly, then who are you? Then what have you become? It's really, really challenging to navigate yourself in those kind of waters. So keep growing. So keep growing, keep building, keep pursuing your own goals and interests. And this keeps you interesting and prevents that codependent dynamic that really can kill attraction. And finally, never stop expressing your desire for her directly and confidently. I think that this might be just like one of the most important things that you can do, especially if sex is like not on the table anymore, if you're finding yourself in the friend zone. Don't let your sexuality become something that you negotiate or apologize for or feel like you have to hide. Your desire is a gift, so treat it that way. So for John and all of the guys that are listening who are experiencing this same friend zone dynamic with your woman, please know that the friend zone in marriage and in relationships is not permanent. It is a pattern, and patterns can be changed. But they require you to be willing to disrupt the comfort zone that you have created. And even if it feels scary at first, still take that step forward. Because the reality is that in order to get out of that comfort, you're going to have to do uncomfortable things and know that you might receive some resistance because your counterpart, your woman, is in the same comfort as you. Know that your woman is with you because at some point, you excited her, and that capacity for excitement is still there. It's just been buried under years or months of predictable patterns and over-accommodation. So by implementing these 4 actions that we reviewed today and maintaining your own individual strength and purpose, you can completely regain that attraction and that desire. If this episode has been helpful, please hit that subscribe button and share it with a friend who might need to hear this message. And if you have your own questions or stories that you would like me to address on the show, please head on over to thenakedconnection.com/question and submit them. This is Kirsten, and until next time, let's get some. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Naked Connection. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss another episode. Trust me on this, your sex life and that special someone in your life will thank you for it. And if you really love the show, please take a moment and leave a 5-star review or a written review and let me know what you think. It would mean so much to me and this show. Until next time, happy connecting.